Your official debut.
Okay, so are we
All right,
on
it says we are live on YouTube.
Alrighty, so good evening, everybody. Today is August 24th, 2021. So starting off the evening, I'll make sure I have these correctly. Okay, I had them right in the first place. Sorry about that, guys. So can I get a mover and a seconder that the committee approved the agenda of August 24th, 2021 as circulated? Mover Melissa, and then seconder Maggie.
Sure.
Okay, carried. All in favor? Yeah. Okay. That the committee approved the minutes of, I need a mover and a seconder for the committee to approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2020 as circulated. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Don't all hand up at once. Okay, there we go. Crystal for a mover and seconder. Okay, Maggie. Carried. All in favor? Okay. Alrighty. Adoption of the agenda, adoption of the minutes, disclosure of interest. Is there any disclosure of interest from anybody that in the last meeting or anything? No. Alrighty. So this is from the previous meeting. Update on the Rosedale Hall mural. Now, I'm not sure who has that because they don't give me the information on the slide. Maggie.
Some of these things have been included tonight kind of as a repetition because I got an email from staff and we are to make, let me read it so I get it right. The Recreation Committee is advisory and so should be coming up with ideas, suggestions, and strategies for council to give their okay on in the passing of a motion or a resolution. No one from the committee can make and should make any formal moves towards investigation or otherwise until such time that council approves them. So what I did was I made resolutions for the things that we've been talking about for the last couple of months. Then that resolution will go to council. If council wants to do something on it, then it comes back to us. But there's no use looking for artists and pricing things until we get the resolution back from council, which will be hopefully the first meeting of September for our meeting at the end of September. So that's why some of these things are repetition. It's just that they're resolutions to go to council. And I think I got that right.
I think you did too, Maggie. Thank you.
Going yes.
Good job. Okay.
So Brandy has the resolutions that she just wants to read them and then get somebody to move them and second them, then they'll go to council.
Sure. So the first one, that the MRCC requests that the council approve a monthly information night to be held.
No.
At, what?
This one's on the mural.
Okay.
Mural.
Let me get the right one then. Yep, here we are. So the MRCC requests that council approve the committee to look into doing a mural at Rosedale Hall. Artists would be approached for ideas as well as a public request. These ideas would be brought to council for approval and direction. If I could get a mover and a seconder for those.
Can I say something first?
Yep.
For the mural, you guys did take a resolution back June 15th.
Okay.
And council directed to bring back information. That was on the June 15th meeting. You can go ahead and pass it, but I'm just giving you a heads up that you guys did bring one to that one.
Okay. I thought I saw something like that, but I guess to double check. Yes, Crystal?
Just to comment on that. So that the resource guide handbook thing that I'd shared previously, I've sort of gone through it and started to look at all the guidelines for things that need to be considered and how they apply to our situation in Rosedale. And so one of the things is artist selection, and there's a lot of different options for how to do that. So I think maybe we need to just remove from this resolution, just remove the part about artist selection and then just say that we're proceeding to seek information about how to proceed.
Okay.
Okay.
Maggie, I thought you said something. So from here then, I guess if it's already gone through the committee, we don't really need to first and second this again, do we? Not necessarily, or should we anyway? Ian? You know?
You should probably really approve Crystal's or her idea there, because it's kind of slightly different than the resolution that was passed. So the committee should really, I think, approve it. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my guesstimation.
Okay, so will I have to have Maggie rewrite this to term it better to
Yeah.
put in to remove the artist selections and proceed?
Yeah, if that's what was originally presented to council,
Okay.
then if you want to do something slightly different, you'll have to do a resolution that removes that portion of it or whatever, just to make sure that we kind of follow the rules. Because in theory, everybody here has to agree with Crystal's idea, right?
Okay, so
Could you repeat that, Crystal?
do we have an
Could you repeat the
agreement?
wording?
Sorry, Maggie, can't hear you. Turn that up.
Crystal, could you repeat the wording that you said?
So just, I forget exactly what it said, but just, I think it said artists will be approached. And so just in some of the reading that I've been reviewing so far, there's a few different ways. There's call for interest, there's competition, there's nomination, there's different approaches to do it. So I think it's best to just strike that line from the resolution and leave it more general in terms of investigating.
I have my printer on, Maggie, in case I need to do that now. I was thinking ahead of time. So I'll put this one to the side.
Do we have a mover for that then?
Pardon?
Do we have a mover for that?
Do we have a mover for that? Melissa? Okay. And a seconder? Crystal? And do we have everybody on agreement for that so I can sign it when it comes through?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So from there, once I sign that, then I guess the next meeting we'll be able to discuss or further detail on the mural. From there, okay. So I will make sure that that's signed with the rest of the paperwork and make sure it's delivered. So next would be update on Rosedale Hall programs. And
You have
nobody,
that one too.
sorry.
You have that one too.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so that would be MRC or cousin. Okay. So that I need a firster and a seconder to move it, that the RCC requests that the council approve a monthly information night to be held at Rosedale Hall, and that the MRCC establish a subcommittee to set up day, time, and speaker and obtain council's approval of guests.
I'll move it.
Okay, Maggie's moving it and Melissa seconding it. Okay. And is everybody in agreement? Okay. Okay.
Are we talking about it at all?
Should we
We
wait
can.
until council tells us to go ahead with it, or?
Well, I
mean,
just,
we'll-
Go ahead.
okay. Yes, I just was going to give you a quick update on Rosedale Hall bookings.
Oh,
Wonderful.
cool.
So the hall is booking. We have people booking it. So the bookings are coming in through to the hall or to the office to me. They're all reflecting with the user fees and charges bylaw that was passed by council. if you're ever referring someone to the hall, you can advise them to go to the document center and see the user fees and charges bylaw, or the Rosedale Hall page on the website has all the pricing wise for booking the hall, along with all the nonprofit and everything like that. But the hall is being booked like as we speak.
Awesome.
So we have lots of people who are interested, wanting to book it on a regular basis, I think to the end of the year. So
That is wonderful.
so that's good. So when you figure out what night you guys want, we got to lock it in. So
But that's great to hear, because like, who would have thought, 2 years ago we'd finally be getting somewhere now, to seeing it being booked, and with everything that we've had done to the building as as a group, it's great to see, because that's what we've accomplished what we set out to do, bring life back to the hall. So applause to you guys. Way to go, guys.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Great news. Maggie, then Crystal.
Are the bookings, are they sports nights? Are they weddings? Are they dinners?
I can't really
Combination?
I can't really say what they're for.
Oh, okay.
Crystal?
I had a similar question. I guess I just wondered if they were private or public bookings.
Right now they're private bookings. So yeah. And there's public ones, they'll probably be more advertised that they're a public one.
That's great. Well, that's wonderful news, and I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. It's nice to see the hall being used again,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like
especially after all that work and everything that's went into it.
our, being patient this whole time, and with everything that we've had, come across right from get-go. When we made, as a discussion to make it, come alive again, between the septic and all the renovations that, little stumps here and there. Yeah, no, it's really, really great to see. Really great to see. Does anybody else have anything else that they wanted to discuss about the Rosedale Hall or programs or anything? Melissa, you're on mute. Just to warn you.
Christy, I was just wondering if when we're talking to people about doing different sessions there, is there any days that we should be trying to avoid?
Good
I don't know
question.
if you can tell us that. Like if there's
Well, right
something
now-
like one night.
Yeah, like Thursdays I would avoid right now.
Okay.
The Thursdays are booked. But other than that, yeah, they can just call. I have the spreadsheet available, and I'm right there all day long.
Okay,
Awesome.
perfect.
That's great. Okay. Anybody else for Rosedale Hall have anything to discuss? Crystal?
Just a quick question. So I've never been to the hall because I haven't lived here that long. But when someone books the hall, how do they go to the township office and get keys to get in? What is the?
So there's a form you have to sign. But right now someone would, if you want to view the hall, you can come at any time. We can take you over. We're more than happy to let you go in and see the renovations and that and the space. But most often it'll be someone from the township that would be letting the person in for their events.
Okay.
I think nailed it as well, that we've, that it's being booked and everything else. I know we've talked in the past just about the advertising of the hall. And I think a video possibly might have come up into conversation. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it'd be really nice at this point, maybe if we could have a video done, maybe of the hall, that could be attached to the township website, just again to promote. Now that it's open and you're able to rent it, let's promote it.
Absolutely.
If we can. I don't know, do we need council's approval for that or anything?
I would think it would have to go by resolution to council for them to direct staff to film, to make a video and share it.
Okay.
That's what I understand.
So Brandon, you can pass a resolution right now, tonight, for the next council meeting.
Okay, so
That would go September 7th.
if you want to maybe have that, and I'll sign it with the other one when it comes through. That can I first get a firster and a seconder to have it moved, and then if everybody thinks okay, I love this. So okay, so we'll take Krista and Basia. So Crystal as the mover and Basia as the seconder. Maggie?
You want to put the wording down? How do you want that worded?
How would I word that? Crystal or
Christy,
Christy, thank you.
you could put the MRCC like request council to make a social media video about Rosedale Hall promoting all the renovations, something like that.
Yeah, and place it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, or our Instagram page, or our
Or-
Twitter.
Exactly.
So all to cover all
All
of our-
social medias.
All
all
social
social
media.
media.
Okay.
I just made a note just in case.
And who was the mover and seconder for that?
So the firster was Crystal, and the seconder I had is Basia. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, and I had everybody in agreement, I believe. I thought I saw hands, but let's just double check. Everybody's in agreement? Okay. So that's carried, and I will sign it as soon as it comes through. Alrighty, so that's great. Update on, so I guess moving from there, we can go to update on the little library, which looked really cute. I saw pictures. Crystal?
Christy,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Oh,
Our names are very
all-
similar.
I never was good with names, I'm honest, with the amount of kids that I memorize.
That's okay. I have a quick update on the little library. So council directed staff to move the library to Rosedale Hall on July 6th. There was discussion about what to do with the little library, I guess, on August 3rd. So Public Works will have a stand constructed, and they plan to have it placed at the playground by the end of August.
Beautiful.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Somebody
I-
put it up on a picnic bench today.
I saw it. It looks really cute. I think it's awesome. Hopefully it's being used. I do have some kids books to drop off to try and stick in there because I thought I saw a comment about not very many kids books, but I've been clearing stuff out, so I have some.
I took over, I think, 6 or 8 kids' books and put them in today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But maybe we could get one or two of the committee members that live close to there. If they see it looks empty, let some of us know. I've got a ton of books.
Okay, great. Who is closest to?
Crystal's close.
Do you mind checking in on it every so often?
Yeah, no problem. We usually walk over there.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Thank you. And I do have extra books here if you ever need. And I know Mr. Patterson also had some books. I don't know if anybody ended up picking them up, but he had a slew of books that he was going to donate. All right, so that's great hearing about the stand. Next would be update on the seniors community grant. Crystal or Christy, correct myself.
So I did get an update for you guys for the seniors grant today from the treasurer. So as of right now, the grant was submitted well prior to the deadline, and the government confirmed receipt, but there is no update. They are still working on it. We are wondering whether there might be a delay due to the federal election, but we're kind of waiting to see what's happening. But right now they've confirmed receipt. We just don't have a response yet.
Well, that's wonderful because I was worried whether we had met the timeline.
It was submitted prior to the deadline.
That's really great to hear. So I mean, all we can do is just cross our fingers, pardon me, and hope that maybe we get the grant and that we can get some help to bring more funding for the seniors. It should be great. I'd love to see Wi-Fi for them as well there. Like that, I think would be a big improvement. Maggie?
Just off topic, but did we lose Val?
We've lost her a few times.
Her Wi-Fi must not be good then.
No worries.
I guess we're watching the video, Maggie, and writing notes. Hopefully
we'll
she can
more
at least
notes.
watch.
Okay.
That's great. I love hearing that. Did anybody else have any information or anything that they wanted to ask about it? Well, nope. Okay. So moving on to the next would be the update on the new social media sites. And Chris, I'm assuming that's you again.
Oh yeah, that would be me, but I did just receive an email from Val right now. She says she's been trying to connect, but every time she comes on, she can't hear it. It's all gargly, so she's just gonna watch the video tomorrow. So yeah, update on social media. All of the accounts are now up and running. They're running quite smoothly, I think. Yeah, it's going well, I think. Anyone have any else to add to that?
I enjoyed the Twitter. The tweets.
You like the Twitter?
Yeah, I like the tweets.
The only thing with the Twitter is they cut me down to 140 characters. So I've gotta do some. It doesn't look as nice as it does on Facebook, but it gets the point across.
Well, it's just even having the site there, I think alone, is a great start, no matter how we look at it. Because I mean, coming from where we were 2 years ago, I'm so amazed by tonight just by reading and what you're telling me. I'm just blown away. So amazing work, you guys. Ian?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chrissy, for setting those up.
Yeah.
And make sure you guys send all the good stuff to her.
Yeah, like if you guys have pictures you want posted, just email them to me and I'm more than happy to post your photos. If you take beautiful photos around the township, send them my way. I will photo credit you to the photo and share it on your behalf and let everyone see if you take, what do you take?
Maggie Van Bill?
I sent a bunch of stuff from Canada Day and it wouldn't post. It kept saying something about privacy settings.
Yeah, they're there. I can
screenshot.
see them there on the Facebook page.
Oh, okay. Bill?
Oh, I can't see them. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to add that I know I sit on the health unit and for Leeds Grenville Lanark, and we run into the situation all the time where when we start posting photographs that have been taken of people, there's a form that we have to get filled out by the people saying that it's okay to post it on social media. So it's complicated. It's a bit complicated, but it's something that I'm just saying you have to be kind of careful of it because that's the way it is now, and you might run into a situation where somebody will complain if they don't give permission. So I'm not sure how you're going to handle that.
Okay. So yeah, so for instance, when we're doing the Christmas function, is saying we have a big group or whatever, we'll have to be careful posting those kind of pictures, I suppose.
I generally try to get people's backs so you don't have their faces.
Okay. That's great though. Anybody else have anything to add? Read the social media, or did they have any ideas to bring to Christy for that? No? Maggie?
Christy, do you have any idea how many people look like are getting the tweets?
The tweets.
How many twits are getting the tweets? No, that's not.
How many tweets?
How many tweeters are getting the tweets?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
we don't have as many followers on Twitter as I would like. We have about 5 followers on Twitter, but we're up to 30 on Instagram, which is good. So you're hitting, I guess, the younger crowd on Instagram. So, and I say younger crowd because, well, I'm saying younger crowd because, I know my nephews don't use Facebook, right? And they're in their 20s, right? So they don't do Facebook. So it's good to. I'm just gonna see if I can find how many we got. Yeah, we have 5 followers on Twitter. And we just got 3 new followers today on Instagram. So we've got 30 followers on Instagram now.
Nice. And you just
started. It's slowly building up.
That just started though when?
Just this month. So just in the last 2 weeks. So
wow. Good job. Okay, so I guess from there, was there anything else to add to that? No, Maggie?
I just wanted to mention that we're still, if we're going to be planning things, monthly things, whatever, we're still going to have to look at ways to reach more people other than social media. I know there's that thing in the paper, what's on, I think it covers 3 or 4 different places that it should be sent there. I know Norma keeps posting one about what's on in Smith Falls and area, so we can let them know, because that gets spread around by a whole bunch of people. And I'd still like to see something in the paper, but I know the cost is big. But if we can just keep pushing social media, we've got to get more people into it.
Christy?
The e-newsletter has 111 contacts that get emailed every 2 weeks. Yeah, so it says it has increased by 20 people since we talked about it last.
That's good. Melissa?
That was my question, was how is the e-newsletter doing in terms of volume?
Great.
I'd hoped the Montague Messenger would bring more people in from the tax bill, but I don't see that it has, so we'll just have to keep trying.
Which the more the more that's there. Sometimes people just don't take the time to read it that first month. So, hopefully they'll catch up and read it later. Karen?
There are your radio stations that you can send into to get that free advertising of events in the area.
Yes, and actually I talked to Angie and I thanked her, by the way, for putting the advertisement in on the Canada Day flag event. And she's like, no problem. She's like, just let me know anytime, you have anything that we need to be covered. So that was really great. Oh, Vince is joining us. Alrighty, so I guess from there, I don't believe anybody else had anything to add. So we'll move on to update on Meet the Farmers Market. Maggie.
This was Jessica's idea. And before we thought of doing a resolution, we did reach out to a couple local farmers, and they don't want people coming to their farms. So as to do something at the township or Rosedale, this is their busy time of year. And there wasn't a lot of interest, so I didn't even do a resolution up for it. I don't see that it's going to go anywhere.
I did receive sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Did they say like a better time of year that they'd be interested in doing it, or were they just kind of like, no, we're not interested?
The ones that I spoke to were not interested in having people come to their farm for a tour. They were concerned about who was coming, why they were coming, what they were doing. They were kind of interested in setting up a table like at the end of the laneway to sell things. But again, they're so far and few between that I think we should leave it until maybe next summer, next fall, and do more with people that sell honey and jam and bake stuff. I don't think September, October is going to be good for the farmers at all.
So I did receive a phone call. Did anybody have anything to add for that before I go ahead? No?
Vince.
Vince, sorry. Couldn't see your hand, Vince. You're on mute.
You're muted.
The moment there.
There you
Okay. Sorry for being late joining the meeting.
Okay.
Be about 2000 and I'm going to date it back here, probably 2010 or thereabouts. We had it was a Sunday, and basically there was myself and there was probably one other dairy farmer in the township and people that did beef, horses and whatnot. But basically it was a case that where people from the town or the city could come out to different people's farms. It was around September in the time of the year, and there was horse farms, there was everything. And it almost, Maggie, sounds like what, and I'm not sticking my nose in by any means, but it almost seems like the ones that you spoke to are more interested in selling their wares at the end of the driveway, more so than having the public come to their property and say, hypothetically, we're a horse farm, We teach people how to ride horses, be it if it's Western or English, and so on and so forth, and whatnot. But anyways, when we did it in 2010, we had people out from Smiths Falls and out from the city to actually go and see what a farm is and what it does. And it was more of a collection for the kids to figure out where they're not that horse farms are for meat by any means, but to see where their food in a store comes from. It just doesn't come off the tractor trailer and onto the shelf and whatnot. So it's disappointing if people are thinking that people are just wanting to go there to buy their honey, their meat, their cheese, whatever. It's not. I don't think that was the whole idea of his trying to organize that. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. For Maggie to try and organize it. Thank you.
And does anybody else have anything to add? Okay, so I did receive a phone call yesterday, which was not enough time to call Maggie and have anything put on the list, and I really didn't know what to put on the list. I did advise the guy of where to maybe call, like to call the office for picnic tables, so I don't know if you got any calls for picnic tables. Anyway, it was a lovely gentleman from Heritage Stables. He is running a farmer's market on his own farm, which is quite a large farm from what I gather. I've never been on it, but I am intrigued and want to go. It's Saturday, October 9th at 10 a.m. So if anybody's listening and they know where somebody can rent picnic tables, please get a hold of the gentleman at Heritage Stables. He was just basically wondering what we all had to add, if he got involved or if we got involved with his function. And basically I said, like, because we have food stipulations, whereas he wouldn't on his private property, that I really didn't know other than, if any of us had connections to help out. I just thought I'd let you know that I did receive the phone call though. So I don't know if anybody's interested in going, but it's been shared on the Montague Talks page. Christy, if you'd like, I don't know if you're interested in that on your page as well. I can have the gentleman get in touch with you. He did leave his phone number with me.
Yeah, you can certainly give me that, and I'll have to check into, because I don't know about, I'd have to look into the rules of us promoting a private event.
Yeah, agreed. And that's why I told him to post it on the Montague Talks page, and hopefully he'll get enough interest, which I think there's been a few, so which is good. I guess I'm with Maggie on that too, if everybody's in agreement. Really, there's not much that we could pull out, even if we did try this year, there's just not enough time, I don't think. And with there being one already running in the township, I don't want to take away from something that he's already got, something like 60 vendors. His interest has been pretty good. He's I guess it's his second or third year, so I wish him well.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess the next would be update on Festival of Small Halls. And I don't know anything about this one.
This was again a resolution to bring it to council.
Okay, so I should have one of these. Oh, not that one. Sorry, I had to just know this. Okay, sign that one. Okay, so the MRC request council. Here we are. So need a firster and a seconder that the MRCC requests that the council direct staff to apply for the Festival of Small Halls event for next year to be held at the Rosedale Hall. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Okay, Crystal for the mover, and can I have a seconder, please? Okay, and Basia. So that was mover is Crystal, seconder is Basia. Maggie. Okay. Alrighty. Now, can I have everybody in agreement? Because we can pass this. Maggie. Yeah. Vince, in on that? I can't see your hand. Oh, he's on mute again, but I think you said yes. Carried.
He's smiling.
What's that? Okay, so that's that done. Yeah, I've got this last one. Okay, no, I think you already did that one. All right, so number 4, as we're moving on. Well, Maggie, what is that? The festival, if I might add.
Which one, sorry?
The one for the festival of small hubs or small halls.
Yeah, that was just a resolution to bring that to council.
Okay.
That's like to go around different places. They go to, I think Crystal brought it up. We had mentioned it back in May or something, and they do different halls in the fall.
Oh, nice. Oh, yes, I do remember you saying that. Phil?
Yeah, just like Maggie says, I've followed this for a few years, and I've actually attended some of these, and pretty well always they are in fact fairly small halls, and the idea is to promote the hall. But I just wanted to mention one thing is that it's such a popular event that they could be booked up for maybe 2 years. I know they used to be booked up a long time ahead of time. So just to warn you that you couldn't just say, we want to do it in the spring, but you'd have to find out when you'd have to maybe get on a waiting list or something.
That sounds awesome. If they're that, like, you know, with how many people would follow them, I think that's a wonderful way. I mean, even if we have to wait 2 years. Maggie?
Yeah, I was on their website, and they said if you wanted to book them, to let them know by December. They're booking for next fall. They didn't say what month or anything else. They just said get it in by January 1st, and they'll try and schedule. I think they kind of follow like one place to the next. And they try and get everybody in a row. You have no idea what it's going to be. It could be a play, it could be a singer, it could be a band, it could be anything. It's all up to them. Basically, all we do is provide the hall. And I think there was something about a dinner or something for the people who do it.
Yep.
And that was about it.
Oh.
But I thought at least we'll apply for it. If you're booked, you're booked. If you're not, it might be a fun night at Rosedale.
Awesome, which is what we want. Okay, sorry. So I guess, so number 4, new business. So number 8, review of the results of the recreation study. No, I don't know if anybody had that information. Christy, Maggie?
Jeff wanted to speak on it, but he's not here, so
He couldn't join us this evening. Christy?
maybe Christy knows more about.
Well, I'll give you just a brief update. So they had the meeting about the recreation. It was just the delegation for it. The actual discussion of the recreation feasibility study will be brought to the committee of the whole on October 5th for council's discussion. So it was just the delegation that was had, and it'll be brought forward to council on October 5th.
I did read that I watched the meeting where they presented to council. And I was quite happy with some of their results. I like the way that they wanted to optimize Rosedale Hall. I like their idea of doing promotional material to point out the trails in our township, because nobody's really sure where the trails are. I still don't agree with the amount of results they got. That, to me, the whole thing said, send it out to people, don't just do it online. But at least they used the results they got to come up with some probably good ideas.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Crystal?
So I just wanted to ask if we as a committee should be reviewing the proposals at our next meeting and then presenting feedback for council to talk about at their meeting on October 5th.
Sure.
Good idea. Did you have anything specific that you would like to discuss to bring forward to them?
I just don't really sort of understand the process. Like, if we should be, as a recreation committee, if we should be providing feedback on it, or if that's just a thing for council to be doing, or I don't know if anyone on council can answer that.
Ian?
Yeah, I guess from my point of view, I guess, you know, the meeting's available online from when the delegation was there. So the whole recreation studies on there for everyone to look at, and I do encourage everyone to read it. That's for sure, and understand what was in it and what wasn't in it, and and all those good things. And I think that, Christian, you're very right. And from my point of view anyway, I'm not sure, but everybody else is on council. You know, if the Recreation Committee looks at the document and provides a review of what they think of it and what they maybe did like and didn't like in it, and some really maybe some hot points of things that people have saw that they can move on, or, you know, advise council that might be beneficial to the community and everything else. I think that's a really big part of what this committee is about. It's not just about getting people out to use Rosedale Hall. It's about having an active say in what it is that's going on within our community and where we're spending money, and, you know, good ways to go forward and make sure that what we do is successful. And I think that if the committee wants to put their review and summarize it and send it into council for council to read, I think that's a great idea, in my opinion.
Christy, did you have your hand up?
I was just gonna point out, it goes right in hand, I would think, based on just what Ian said, is that the Recreation Committee is an advisory committee to council. So I think if you put a report together, you know, like one report send to council, then that would be what you're doing. That's, you're advising council of like what you think of the study.
I guess from Maggie, go ahead.
Does everybody have a copy of the study that was presented?
I'd have to look back on my emails.
I believe it's in the document center attached to the council meeting.
Yeah, it is.
So if you can't find it, let me know, because I think I downloaded it and I can send an email with the study and you read through it and give us your thoughts on it.
And if anybody has anything extra that they would like to make sure that it's put on there, maybe put it in an email so that it doesn't get missed, to make sure that it's all put into what we put together. Anybody have anything else that they want to add to Chrissy?
I just have a question. If it's going to discussion on October 5th, would technically the rec committee have to have a report for the October 5th meeting, or would it become after that discussion? I guess that's a question to Ian or Karen.
Ian?
I think that if it could be ready for the committee of the whole meeting, I think is probably the best part to discuss it. After the committee of the whole should come back to council again for final approval. So even if it isn't done the first time, there is an opportunity for it to come back at the next council meeting after the first one in October. Was it will be on the regular council meeting versus committee of the whole, right? For approval. And so it could be brought back up then again for to be discussed or to be presented to council, I would think. I'm not we may have to do a little clarification on that with Joanna, but
I was just thinking of having a clear deadline for the committee to know when they have to have it done by.
It'd be really nice to have it done for the next council meeting in October, not the next one, the one in October. So prior to
October 5th. So I guess if we put the deadline then for our last meeting, which will be, might as well discuss that now anyway, which would be the Tuesday. Maggie, do you have a calendar in front of you? Because you're so good with that.
Our meeting is not until September 28th. And I believe everything for the 5th has to be into the office for 29th. That's not a lot of time to
do a
put
summary.
together as a report.
Yeah.
What date did you say was the last meeting? The next meeting?
The
The next meeting would be September 28th, right? The fourth Tuesday.
I got you. I count. Sorry.
Is there a possibility
Yeah,
that maybe we could move it up?
Yeah, that's what it says.
That
If
would
you
be
moved if you moved your meeting, you would have to move it probably to, if you moved your meeting, it would be to a Thursday or a Wednesday.
So we could like a week forward.
Like you would have to do like the 22nd or the 23rd of September. You can do the 24th if you want. It's just a Friday.
No, I work Friday.
Or move it to Monday, the 27th.
Bill has a question or a statement.
Oh, sorry, Bill.
No, that's fine. Thanks. Thanks, Karen. I just wondered, like, is this the type of situation that the committee members could submit their comments, concerns, questions, whatever, maybe to your secretary, and it could all be summarized and then sent in to us so that we would have that as correspondence? Because when anything is sent to us, any correspondence comes to council, and any one of the five of us can bring it forward to action. I just didn't know whether you actually had to have a full meeting to do this review. I'm sure that many of the committee members have probably filled out the survey in the beginning and made comments already. So hopefully some of the committee members' concerns and so on would be already in the study. But is it possible that the recreation committee could actually do this individually and send it into your secretary, who could just summarize it all and send it into our staff, so that we, as correspondents, and then we would definitely have it we would then get it with our agenda and be able to read these comments and at least deal with it. Just a question there.
No, it's a good one, Bill. Thank you. I guess from there, that is a really good idea. Is that way we each have an opinion written down. So if maybe we could all put our opinion, if we have an opinion or if there's something else that you want to put forward, put it down on paper, and then maybe we can get it all put together for the next meeting. Ian?
Yeah, I'm wondering if, and I understand what Bill's saying, and I definitely understand that portion of it. I guess, is there a possibility to move our meeting up to, say, the 20th or something like that? I think that what Reeve Dobson is saying goes a long way, but I also think that having open conversation within the community about what we really want to, as a group, move forward with, I think is really, really important, because Maggie can have her idea, I can have mine, Brandy has hers. Everybody has their own input, different ideas, and I think it's important that the conversation occurs with the committee as a whole. The committee as one whole presents their recommendations to council as a committee, not as a single individuals, to ensure that we're all on the same page and that we're working towards a goal of what it is that the committee wants. That's just my own personal opinion. I would highly suggest that we move the meeting up 1 week if that's possible, to the week prior to.
Maggie?
I agree with Ian. I think we should present the report as a majority. Maybe all the committee isn't going to agree with everything, but it'll be a majority, and it'll be a report from the committee as opposed to a report from individuals. I'm fine with moving the meeting up a week. Let me know when. But I think we need a little bit more time to discuss it, what we're going to put into the report, and give it as the committee giving it.
I agree. Is there any possibility, Christy, that we can move it up the whole week, like one whole week? Is there?
Well, council meets on the 21st.
Okay.
So, and council is having a meeting on the 7th, 14th, and the 21st that month.
Ooh.
So your option would be like a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Monday.
22nd works for me.
Does it work for everybody? 22nd?
Wednesday?
I'm on the ice every day except I'm on the ice Tuesdays. I don't have my Tuesday schedule yet. And I'm not 100% sure my Monday schedule for September, but I'm on the ice every other night.
Wednesday you're on?
Yeah.
Monday the 20th works for me.
Yeah, that works for me as well.
Works for me if it. And you'd be there from the Monday, Melissa, or you're there?
I possibly, the latest I get off the ice on Mondays is 6:30. I could do like 7 though. I might just have to start in my car.
Yeah, unfortunately. I feel bad. I'd be sitting in the rink if it's a hot day. Crystal?
Could we just have a shorter meeting that's just about this topic. So could, like, if it was at 7 o'clock on a Monday till 8 o'clock, that might, and then we'd just be more focused on that one thing instead of trying to get everything through.
Okay. I like that
We have our
idea.
own
Special meeting of the rec committee.
our own special meeting.
I like that idea. So is everybody in agreement then for Monday, August the 20th?
September.
Where? Sorry, Bessie, can't hear you.
September.
Oh, sorry, September. Yes, my fault. Glad you're paying attention.
And that'll just be for the recreation report. We'll still have our regular meeting on the 28th, right?
Yeah.
The 20th isn't the 20th isn't the election night, is it?
Oh,
It is. It
it's
is.
a federal election.
Oh.
We didn't want our blood pressure to be sky high that night anyway, did we?
Could we push it ahead a week? Like, and go to the 13th if that's all we're meeting about? Because then we would still meet at the end of the month for the rest of our stuff.
That's true.
Works for me.
Good idea.
Is that available, Christy?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
free.
Okay, so then we'll go again, September the 13th on the Monday night. Is everybody in agreement?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's set. Monday, September 13th at 7 p.m.
Yes.
7 p.m. Oh, Basia?
I'm just wondering where to find the recreational study. I'm on the website right now, but I'm having trouble locating it.
It's in the document center, up in the right-hand corner.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Thank
And
you.
it was attached to the agenda, the council agenda for like the report in its entirety.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Thank you. I found it.
Ian?
Yeah, maybe it is a good idea if Maggie sends or somebody sends out a blast email to all the recreation people, just to make sure that they're aware that there is a meeting coming up in regards to the recreation study, and just include the study, maybe the easiest thing if someone would like to take care of that.
I have it in a single form instead of the agenda.
Oh, great.
I can do that tomorrow if you'd like.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
I try.
We love you. Did anybody have anything else to add to that? No? Alrighty. So, B, pit barbecue on September the 11th
At Rosedale Hall.
at Rosedale Hall.
Buy your tickets now.
Yes, everybody, please.
Yes,
You can't forget the date. I mean, it's September 11th. It's firemen.
So does anybody have any more information on that? It's wonderful to hear.
No, there's tickets available. Eat in, pick up at the door. You don't have to stay there and eat. You can come and get a meal and take it home with you, or it can be delivered anywhere within the township, or even in the township Falls or Maryville.
Nice. Christy?
Yeah, so the pit barbecue on the Saturday, like everything Ian said, there are tickets available in the township office. We have on behalf of the firemen, if you don't run into one of the firemen. I just wanted to say one thing though. When communicating with the Montague Fire Department, you do need to contact the president of the association. You need to contact Bill Barber. I do have his contact info for you, but anything to do with the fire department actually has to be dealt with through the fire association. So just a heads up for that, even like because they have to deal with us to book the hall and everything, like, so all bookings come through the township. The fire department association has to book through the township type. So just a heads up for the pit barbecue, and that if you are looking to just talk to them, you just have to go through the association. So I have his contact information in the office. I can provide that.
That's great. So I'm just gonna read that out again, just in case we've got people watching, because I can't tell that. Maybe you can, Christy, but
Oh yeah, I can tell you.
twice again.
Yeah.
For the pit barbecue on September the 11th, 2021, and it's at the Rosedale Hall. And if anybody's interested, please get in touch with the office or one of the fire guys, please. Hopefully you guys have an amazing turnout, Ian.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
yummy.
Good, yes, yum. Okay, so
Bill, we got Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, just a quick question to Christy. Christy, is it on the digital sign yet?
Yes, it is.
Perfect, great.
Yeah. It's on the sign. It's on the Facebook page. It's on all the social medias. It's also on the website.
Yay. Okay, that's great. So I guess we can move on if anybody doesn't have anything to add to that. No, alrighty. So C, ideas for upcoming events. Does anybody have anything specific that they would like to bring to the table? Maggie?
I just wanted people to think, are we going, not for this meeting, not for discussion, and are we going to do the Santa Claus parade again? Think about that. A breakfast with Santa now that Rosedale Hall can be opened. I don't know if it can be used for that again, but we want to do that again. And if there's anything else that you want to bring up between now and Christmas, just think about things that we want to do. Because we have to do it as a resolution, so it takes more time because it has to go to us, then has to go to council, then back to us. So December comes quick.
Oh.
Brandy's muted. Don't unmute her.
Sorry, I had to cough and I forgot I didn't unmute. Yeah, I think that the sooner we keep that in mind, because it will come quick, and it'd be really nice to see if we can make it even bigger and better than what we did last year. It's amazing what we managed to pull off last year with, I think it was what, only a month or something, or a month or two. So kudos to you guys. So yeah, definitely maybe put it on the list or just keep it in the back there so that we start planning and thinking ahead so that we're not last minute. That's great, Meg. Anybody else have any other upcoming events or anything that they would like to put a little asterisk on and bring up, just so that we're not that we don't forget about something that we could take an opportunity to do? Anyone? No? Okay. D, any other new business?
I have a question.
Right?
Rosedale, the school, they have fenced in their entire area.
Yep.
Right from wall to wall. But I noticed that they didn't include our soccer field. It's on the other side of the fence. Does that mean that they're not going to use it at all?
They still have been using the soccer field even last year, especially with, they were starting to use it for teaching even, they were spread out a bit, so.
But there's a 4-foot fence in front of it.
There still is a fence around that second soccer field, Maggie. There is a fence around it. You just can't see it from the road because it's a page wire fence, but there is a fence there all the way around that soccer pitch.
But their fence goes in front of it.
I think they have.
There's always been 2 fences there.
Oh, I didn't notice the other one then.
And I believe they have
that they were not going to use it. Okay, never mind.
That's all good. Does anybody have any other new business that they would like to bring to the committee and bring forward? No? Wow. It's 7 o'clock tonight and I think we're gonna end early. Wow. All right, well, I don't have anything else on my list, so if nobody has anything else to bring by or forward, I call these out. Make sure I get the right ones. All righty. I need a firster and a seconder that the Recreation Committee confirm all of the direction as agreed at the meeting of August 24th, 2021, and forward that direction to council for final approval. And I'm going to move her and a seconder. Melissa for a mover. And for a seconder? Okay, Crystal? Me? Okay, and is that carried by everybody?
Yep.
Ready? And if I could get a mover and a seconder, that this meeting does now adjourn at 7:01 p.m. Can I get a mover?
Ian had his hand up, Randy.
Oh, Ian, sorry.
Just one thing. I just want to just take 2 seconds and thank everyone that's here that's on this committee, because I think that we're really getting to the course where the resolutions are getting filled out. Everybody's doing the meeting minutes and everything else. I know it's been a really tough learning process for everybody, and I think that everybody's doing a great job, and I want to make sure to thank everyone for their commitment and their involvement and making sure that we get things going, we get it going right, and make sure that we're successful. And for myself at council, thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Ian. And I'd like to add to that too, is just thank you for being such a wonderful team to work with. You of all, every single one of you have been amazing. Communication's been great. I know Maggie, Val, and myself, it makes it easier for us to do some of the paperwork, while Maggie's wonderful and Val, they're amazing. And I'd like to thank everybody as well. Thank you for being such a great team to be a part of.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so I guess on that note, if we can get a mover to close meeting off and a seconder. So Bass, you have to move. And the seconder is Melissa. That we are now adjourned at 7:02 p.m. August 24th, 2021.